The number one question I always get asked, what drone do I use? Let's get into it. This seems to be the number one question I always get asked no matter what video I post, take, make, whatever it is. Drone I use the most, GetRC Cinelog 25 version 1. This was my first build-yourself drone outside of the DJI Avata and DJI FPV, which I don't fly or use anymore. So this is what I use. This is what I use for a lot of stuff and for lots of different reasons. One of the main reasons I use the GetRC Cinelog 25, one, it's for its size. It weighs less than 249 grams, which makes it awesome to fly over people. Two, it also has the prop guards, which also makes it safe to fly over people. Three, with the size and its weight and the prop guards and everything, this makes it super easy to fly through tight gaps, fly around people, fly through objects, make things so much more nimble and easier to get through tiny spaces and do all those one-take shots that you see. Every single one-take shot I've done, minus maybe one, has been with the 25 so far. The drone I'm most comfortable with is the drone I fly the most. It's the drone I've used the most. I love this drone. Is it the best drone for sub 250? I have no idea. I haven't flown every single drone yet. It's just what works for me and what has been awesome. The rates that I've chosen to have smaller rates compared to everybody else. If you want to know more about rates and all that stuff, I'd be happy to go through that and I can share mine, and that'll be a future video we talk about. The Cinelog 25 has just been awesome, and it's been something that I use all the time, and it's just what works for me. You have the prop guards. I go with the 3-blade. It's just what I've had from the start. Most of the stuff is stock from GetRC. Still rocking the Vista Air unit. It's just what works for me. I haven't changed it. I don't really want to reconstruct and redo everything, so we're just going to stay with that. I'll probably get another sub 250 drone here soon. I'm actually building the FlyLens 85, so we can actually have that. That'll be my 03, and then hopefully we can get into live broadcasting and streaming with that. Looking to get something else that's probably more carbon fiber, just as a second and backup drone, but this is always going to be my go-to. I have the Naked GoPro Hero 11 Black. That's the go-to camera that I've used for everything. I also have the GoPro Bones as a backup just in case, because you just never know what's going to happen. Runs through a power cord that will be attached to the batteries on the back. In terms of batteries, I have batteries ranging from the 450 milliamp all the way to 750. Obviously that's going to change in weight, increase the load, which may or may not put it above that 249 grams, but it's also going to give you a little more power and thrust. So I found that like 750, I have the Flywoo 750, and it's just been money. It works perfect. It keeps it right at 240, I think 248.6 grams or something like that. So it's still under, which is awesome. In terms of receiver, I rock the TBS Tango Pro 2. I was using the DJI controller for a while. It just didn't work for me. I was having some issues losing signal, and the drone would literally just drop out of the sky. I have transitioned over to TBS. That way my receiver for my Vista and the receiver for my controller are on two separate antennas rather than one antenna fighting for two signals. So I've had a lot more success with that. In terms of remote ID, which is also something you need in order to fly over people, it's the propeller guards, less than 250 grams, and remote ID. You can actually kind of see it in here. I'll do a little close-up shot for you. I have the Drone Tag BS, which you also have to solder to the flight controller as well. I think it weighs like less than 2 grams, which makes it super easy, and for small drones, that's awesome. I ended up going with that on all my drones because it's just small, it's easy, and it's compact. It makes things a lot easier rather than putting something on there, and it's always going to be powered through your drone. That's the setup for this guy. In terms of goggles, I still rock the DJI goggles too. I like them. It's compact, it's easy. I still have these guys as well. They're a little bit bulkier, you can see in size, and these fold down and everything, but I mean, just in terms of size and everything, it's just so much smaller, so it's easier to travel. There's better clarity on it as well. You can also adjust your dioptics as well, which makes things, there's so much more fine-tuning ability. I'm not super big fan of the touchscreen. I know the new DJI Goggles 3 went back to a joystick, I believe, which would be awesome to have, but everything else has been awesome. I still have these, which is nice and fun to use for if I want to do some, live previews. Like sometimes for clients, I'll let them view what I'm seeing and take them on a ride, which is always kind of a fun time. So we'll use that for those. In terms of controller, I'm rocking the TBS Tango 2 Pro now. I went with the Pro, same thing with travel. Just I like being able to put these sticks in. With the TBS Tango 2, not the Pro version, you can't do that. So it just makes things so much easier. And it's kind of the same feel as like the DJI controller. It's kind of that Xboxy PS5 feel that, I play video games, so it just makes sense for me. And then I'm rocking the Raiders lanyard because that's my squad. So that's my setup, and those are the things I use. GetRC Cinelog 25, version 1. We're still looking to get something else. We'll have a fly lens for flying over people as well. And then we'll probably get another sub 250 drone in the future, just so we can have 2, hopefully something in carbon fiber, I think, because this plastic seems to break quite easily. Not as much along the outer edge, but it seems to always break up these parts right here. So just want to avoid that and not have to deal with it anymore and having to replace parts. It's not hard, it's just not what you want to be doing. DJI goggles, I probably won't upgrade anytime soon unless something crazy happens, but those work great. And then TBS Tango Pro. Something with the goggles I would highly recommend, and that I found out the hard way, is these actually fell off my head once. And when they fell off my head, I actually caught it and I smashed the battery into the lens, and I smashed the lens. So I actually put some tempered glass, kind of like you put over your screen on your phone. I'll put that on here. So I would highly suggest putting that on there as well. I also changed the foam padding because my big head, this just feels better. It blocks more light. So I went with one of these softer foams rather than the original from DJI because theirs just kind of sucked. So yeah, that's the setup. That's what we do for all those indoor flights from Shields, Boise State, Alliance RV, all those cool, fun things you guys see. Anytime you see it with people, it's going to be with this guy. 90% of my feed is with this guy. So if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know what you think. I'll be happy to answer them. If you think there's a better drone out there I should try, let me know. And yeah, that's just my setup for now and what I like to use. So please follow, subscribe, like for more, comment below. It would really help me out, guys. And if you have any questions, let me know, and happy to answer them. And happy flying.